I got a brand new chest freezer, and this is a new Air chest freezer. It's matte black, but I'm going to show you how I would organize a chest freezer compared to an upright freezer. We're going to make this in a two-part video, so if you're looking for chest freezers, watch this one. The upright freezer will be for the next video. If you're just finding me, my name is Amy Cross, and this is the Cross Legacy, where I teach you how to save money on groceries. And I know not everyone has garage freezers, but I do want to specify that all of this food that I have bought, I have used the same grocery budget over many years of $135 per person in our family. So if you do see that we have a lot of groceries in our home, know that they have been bought and accumulated using that same grocery budget, and my goal is to not have any food waste. So this is a 6.7 cubic feet of freezer space, which is perfect if you have a small area that you're trying to put a freezer in. I do know like some people will actually even put them in like extra bedrooms when they don't have garage space to have freezer space. It's so pretty that you could put it in like a dining area too if you have room in your house. The other huge positive thing about having a chest freezer is they do stay colder longer in a storm. So you're making sure that you're not opening it, and it will keep everything colder longer if you have a power outage. So it really depends on what kind of items that you keep in your freezer and how full it is. But if you have a lot of solid items like meat that is brick hard in your freezer, it will stay fresh a lot longer. And the USDA and the food safety guidelines has just changed on how you can refreeze items that are defrosted to fridge temperatures. So we are going to put that link in the description so you can check out any specifics that you're wondering about that. But you can refreeze items that go down to fridge temperatures, but if it gets any warmer than that, you want to cook it right away or you need to toss it out. Now, the biggest negative for me on having a chest freezer is I am 5'2" and I cannot touch the bottom. So we are not taking any pictures of me struggling to try to reach down and get the bottom of the freezer, but with some planning ahead of time, you can make that easy for yourself. One of the things I love for a chest freezer is if especially you're getting large quantities of the same item at the same time. So if you're getting like half a beef or a hog at a time and you know the expiration dates are all the same, that makes a chest freezer really easy to keep organized and keep an inventory for. So every 18 months or so, we get a large meat order. So I know all of these items will expire about the same time. For rotating the food out, just keep following along on the video and I will show you how I would do that in a chest freezer. But to get these items into the freezer so I can reach the bottom, I would normally put them in totes like this that have handles and I can lift them out if I need to. Or our market bags are another item that can squish into the little sections of the freezer and be able to easily pull out the items so you can see exactly what is at the bottom of your freezer. This is a great way to keep your freezer organized so you don't have lost things down at the bottom of it. So if I was reorganizing this after a grocery shopping trip, I would make sure to pull out any vegetables I have in the bag and put the new vegetables at the bottom of the bag and then replace them. Or if I had open bags of tater tots or french fries, that sort of thing, to make sure that I'm keeping each bag rotated as I'm putting the items away. Again, so we don't lose things at the bottom of our freezer and forget about them and they get freezer burned and ruined. This freezer is 6.7 cubic feet. So if you're measuring the space that it needs to go, like make sure that you have a footprint of area that it can go, and then think about what is on top of it. So if you're sliding it underneath the shelf, it does open and it gets pretty tall. So this frozen meat is rock hard. You can like hear how hard it is. When you have a lot of things in your freezer that are in boxes and packages, it will not stay as cold as long in a storm. Make sure you're putting all the solid items near each other, and then that way it will help keep your entire freezer colder. This freezer is full now, and I want to show you some of the things that I did. So I put all of the meat together and it's in the tote at the bottom of the freezer, and then I put all of the different fruits and frozen vegetables I had all together in another tote and a bag, so it's easy to get in and out. I was able to slide some of the larger quantity bags that I get from like Costco down a side so that fills up a large gap. Bread would be perfect up on top. One, it's like the least expensive thing in your freezer. So if you did get a power outage and bread was going to go bad, I'd rather have that go bad than steaks that are down at the bottom, because the coldness will stay towards the bottom of the freezer and you don't want your bread to get smushed. But thinking of that way when you're thinking of whatever you're putting in the freezer, if it's the least important, kind of put it up towards the top. And then there is a basket that comes with the freezer. I put the one-off items in this, or items that Mike would normally come and grab. So if you have things that you want your kids to grab out of the freezer, put them in the basket or in a bag off to the side that they know that that's where they come and get their things out of the freezer, so they're not digging around and messing up your organization. And teach everybody to, like, when they close it, like, push it down and make sure that it is all the way latched. Make sure you follow for part 2 on the video series, because we are going to be talking about an upright freezer next. We are going to be sharing some different tips in that video to help your food last longer.